able to jump in on the FMO Facebook stream, which has crapped out right before the show started, so we're getting it restarted real quick. It's been kind of a cool couple of days there, Chewy. How we looking over there, buddy? He's giving me the thumbs up. I think we're coming along.
I think we got it.
We got it?
I think so.
Okay. Hold on to your butts, people. It may or may not kick us back out. But, it's been kind of chilly out there.
Yeah, it has been. Yesterday I went to the Starry Nights, and it was
How was that?
breezy.
Are people
good.
starting to come out and enjoy those, or are they still kind of not picking up what we're putting down here?
There's still a little niche, but I have noticed every time there's more and more and more people.
Yeah.
And people missed out. If you didn't go yesterday, they had Sugar Line Blue out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Well, I was all the way up in – I still have yet to get to one of these things because every friggin' time I try to, we got something going on. I went all the way up to Lawrence County. It was like an hour and 40 minutes drive there. We got in a pitcher's duel with Tullahoma.
Mm-hmm.
They beat us 2-0. And then I drive an hour and a half back. I didn't get back till after 8 o'clock, something like that. It was a long afternoon, but I once again missed that. And now get this. Yesterday, I just discovered this last night when I got home. So yesterday was opening night of The Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah.
Well, tonight is night 2 of The Little Mermaid. Well, tonight we've also got district softball up in, I think it's Marshall County. I gotta go up to Marshall County. They're at the same time. And then tomorrow is the last performance of Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah. It's at a different time, though.
It's at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's a matinee.
Yeah, except for the fact that, I don't know, 2 months ago, I scheduled to play in a golf tournament with my church at the same exact time. We tee off at 2 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And I'm playing with my father and 2 of my brothers. And I can't just, drop out of that at the last minute and leave them hanging. I didn't even realize that it was at 2 o'clock. I thought I was going to be off the golf course by the time we would be going to that thing. It's at 2 o'clock.
I'll tell you how it is. I'll be going.
I'm so frustrated because I really wanted to go see that. Now, Katie and the kids, they will be there.
Okay.
So help her, if you're going, help her wrangle them, please.
Sure.
They are just the light of my life. So speaking of the loss yesterday to Tullahoma, Chewy, I posted on Facebook afterwards yesterday. And you know me. I like to get in where I can fit in shots against Tullahoma because as, Franklin County, they are a tremendous rival. And I like to call them that team up north. And so I posted on the Facebook page, baseball final, team up north, 2. Franklin County, nothing. And the Franklin County, or the Tullahoma fans had a fit. Yeah. They got very upset with me for not referring to them by name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One lady was very mean. She was very mean to me. But it's funny, for a show I think that nobody listens to, Chewy, we sure have quite a lot of listeners. And for a station that nobody supports, we sure have a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
And for a guy that nobody likes, I don't know, you kind of know a lot about my personal life. That's weird. And for a town, Chewy, that wins so many titles, they sure seem to like to talk about it a lot. Now, to be fair, they have beaten us in 9 straight baseball games, 2 straight football games, 10 straight in softball, going back to 2021, 3 straight in boys basketball, 2 straight in girls basketball, even though we did beat them this year, and they got us in boys soccer this year. Not in girls soccer. They didn't beat us in girls soccer, despite the fact that they went 20-2 and outscored their opponents 111-10 this year. We still beat them in girls soccer. But yeah, Yeah, I hate you. I hate you. That's a point. I'm not saying that it's a curse, Chewy. I am saying that it's a curse.
Okay.
At this point, it's not just about being a curse, though. I'm not going to say your name. Because if I learned anything from Harry Potter, Chewy, it is that we don't say that name.
Oh, all right.
Okay? They are the Voldemort of Franklin County right now. So, no, I'm not going to, until I figure out how to break the curse, don't tell me what I need to do and need to not do. And you could call it a rivalry, you could call it a curse, you could call it whatever you want. But don't act like it's one-sided history. That's the one thing that drives me nuts. And I'm going to clear something up real quick, okay? Franklin County v. Tullahoma all time, in football, they're 37, 35, and 2 against us in football. We were tied up until the overall record was tied up until the past 2 years where they beat us.
Yeah.
And in total points in the series in football, we were also beating them up until the last 2 years, but now they've taken a 1,438 to 1,435 point lead. We've played them 74 times, and the point differential between the two programs is 3.
Wow.
So,
not as much as I thought.
Yeah. That's not domination. That's a rivalry that's separated by 3 points all time. Okay?
Gotcha.
Somehow, Tullahoma, with the spin on their name, T-Town, they've turned it into Title Town. They're Title Town, Chewy, because since 2000, they've won a state championship in football back in 2021. They won a track title in 2001. And back in 2024, they won a baseball state title just a couple years ago. So 3 titles in the last 25 years. But they're acting like it's a dynasty. I mean, meanwhile, we won a soccer state title in 2024. We didn't go back and rebrand the city as Titletown. We didn't change all our uniforms to black and forget who we was. We got told we couldn't be who we was.
Yeah.
But there was no slogans, no chest pounding.
By the way, if you're curious where Brett Crabtree is, he's at the shooting range. He told me that yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah. At
Good job
work.
for Brett. Yeah. The FMO Facebook feed is up and running. You can get involved in the show. So, yeah. You guys like to talk about it. That's fine. I said the team up north. If that bothers you, good. That's why it's called a rivalry. As far as for the, no one supports your station crowd, funny thing is, the louder you get, the more you kind of prove the opposite. You don't have to like what I have to say. But you're definitely listening. Speaking of rivalries, I came across something the other day. Tennessee is 19-7 against little brother Vandy.
Sure.
Since 2000, right? 19-7. Alabama is 19-7 against Tennessee.
Oh, dang.
In that same stretch. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
That is rough.
That's rough. But isn't that how it works? Everybody's got a little brother. Anyway.
Is that what you wanted to jump into this morning?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Got you. I didn't know if you had like a deep dive that you wanted to talk about.
No. But I have, since kind of looking into this whole curse thing, I did come across that discovery, Chewy, is that they have been dominating us in all of these different sports. They've got these long runs against us, right? And we talked about it. How do we break the curse? Do we counter curse? Do we got to find, is there like 3 Horcruxes we got to go find? We got to track them down?
It's possible.
If they come from Tullahoma, does that mean they're like Tux Cruxes, or is there some sort of weird different name?
I don't know. It is one of these things, though, where do you think it'll be one of those curses where it's like if you ignore it, it goes away? But it's just like, hey, if you just deal with it for a little while.
Could be.
You can just get over it.
Could be just a phase. Could be just we're in that awkward phase right before we get like to that jacked teenager phase.
Sure.
Where all of a sudden, our metabolism is super fast and we just shred out and get ripped and giant and start pushing everybody around.
Andrew jumped in this morning.
Good morning, Andrew. Speaking of jacked teenager phase, Jack is getting into that phase. The kid is shredding out. He went through that like awkward chubby phase, and yesterday I went in the bathroom or I was in the bathroom and he came in the bathroom because he wanted to take a shower. He takes off his shirt. He's standing behind me, and I'm like, holy crap! He's got like pecs forming out and everything. The kid's 12.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got like the whole.
Wait, Jack is 12?
Yeah, he's got like the whole like.
I would have guessed way older.
He's got like the whole Jason Momoa like where he doesn't have a cut out six pack, but you can tell that there's like muscle underneath that thickness, like that little. He's gonna wreck some people in football.
He is going to kill some kids on that field.
And he does. So last year, like I went out on the field for like some of their spring practice sessions already, and he's made on that field. He's made probably like 60% of those kids cry in the last 12 months.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, poor kids.
Let's see here. We had some chats. Let's see. Jamie Price. Yeah, it says, looking forward to seeing how the high school football team under Coach Reed does against the team up north next Friday.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have a good turnout from FC to see them play. And then Katie talking about Jack says, boys got traps.
Yeah.
Bro has traps.
He's getting them.
Hey, if you guys like that, want to go to that spring game, though.
Yes.
Tickets are half price at Russell Barnett. Go ask Doug Garrett.
Yes, they still have some tickets available. And next Friday night, now again, we have been working on, the football program has been working on installing basically an entire new offense and defense, the whole scheme, and they've been doing it with, only a couple of coaches. They've got their middle school coaches have been coming out there and helping out and things, but they don't have their full coaching staff. So it'll be a good opportunity to see them back on the field and see kind of how they're coming along. But don't expect them to show too much.
Mm-hmm.
But what we will see, I do expect to see a little bit of quality there.
It'll certainly give you some an inkling of what to expect coming on down the road.
And Russell Barnett, you can get them at the different dealerships here in Winchester. They're offering them at half price. At Russell Barnett, Chevy, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. But we will be there. I'm going to be there. We're going to call the game.
All right.
Chewy, I may have you come out there and just hang out. Make sure you got to watch my back. As I'm calling the game, you got to make sure nobody, I don't know, tries to what do they do in prison? Shiv you?
Yeah.
That thing.
You need to be careful.
Got to be careful. Got to watch my back. All these towns that I go to.
Is it going to be in Tullahoma?
It's in Tullahoma.
Wow. So we're in enemy territory.
Yeah. Well, I am always in enemy territory, apparently. Nobody likes me. It is a What the Florida Friday. Today on the show, Sammy D is coming in. But Chewy, yesterday, we spent the day talking about movies that formed us from our youth, right? Animated movies that were the best. We started with Disney. We went down this rabbit hole of Disney in the morning. And then in the afternoon, you went into basically everything outside of Disney.
Mm-hmm. It was sort of focused on just really where the animation came from, why certain animation studios popped up, the alternate version. We talked about the Disney monopoly and what broke that, and why Pixar was... Did you know that Pixar actually used to work... George Lucas used to own the studio and sold it to Steve Jobs before they turned it into what it is today?
Didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, really cool stuff. So we did a deep dive in all of that.
So that was from a movie perspective. Today, this morning in the first hour before Sammy D comes in, you know what I want to talk about? Is I want to consider, what were the games, the video games? Because I think us and a lot of our demographic grew up in the era where if you're, between well, really, if you're under 50, and even those that are pushing 50, if you're under 50, you grew up with like Mario all the way up. And it shaped us a little bit.
Yeah.
And you and I had talked about it a little bit yesterday, and we've talked about it a little bit in the past. But we're in different age brackets, and we've got some games that kind of overlap because of you were young and I was old. I was kind of on the back end of some of this stuff. And so I want to get into that a little bit.
Okay.
We'll do that when we come back. But first and foremost, last night in the NBA, the Knicks absolutely hammered Atlanta. They beat them 140-89.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And the Knicks win the series 4-2. Now, I bring this up because a lot of the talking heads, which I like to rag on them a little bit, they were jumping all over New York after New York fell behind in the series. They fell behind like 2-1. After winning the first game, they lost the next two. And they're like, oh, man, the Knicks they're a mess. They just don't have it. And they're so reactionary. And during that time, they were like, oh, yeah, Boston's one of the favorites to win the championship. They're coming out of the East. You know, Boston is so good at basketball. They're just so good. It's just every time I turned it on, that's all they could talk about was you got Boston coming out of the East and OKC is going to come out of the West. Well, now Boston is standing with their backs up against it. They've got a Game 7 that they've got to win against Philadelphia to even move on to the second round. They had a chance to close it out last night. Couldn't get it done. Meanwhile, the Knicks are beating teams by 100. So don't stop. Just stop. Don't talk to me about New York not having it.
Okay. New York, no, the Knicks, are they the ones who have that one guy on there?
Well, they got a bunch of guys on there. They got
that one. He has like a Russian-sounding name, and everyone flipped out whenever he switched teams. Doncic?
No. So you're talking about the Luka plays for the Lakers.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I thought you were talking about Tingus Pingus.
Excuse me?
Curse trap
What'd you call me?
Porzingis.
What'd you call me?
So there's a video out there, and this is Jack and I's favorite meme around the house, is when the Knicks drafted Porzingis, there's a video of a guy that says, "Who the bleep is Tingus Pingus?" Couldn't say the guy's name. What did you do? It's one of our favorite memes. Anyway, all right, let's get a break in here. When we come back, we're going to jump into I want to hear about, from Chewy's perspective, what games shaped his formative years and made him into the Wookiee he is today.
Oh, boy.
See if there's any Star Wars games in there. I bet you, not a single sports game. We'll do that next. It is the starting lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
The starting lineup with Joe and Chewy is presented by Loco in Winchester. Right here in Winchester, Loco is doing things their own way. From locally roasted Loco coffee to a one-of-a-kind shop experience. It's a place that's built for the Franklin County community. So if you haven't stopped by yet, now's the time. Support local. Drink Loco coffee, fueling Franklin County mornings. Roasted right here in Franklin County. And don't forget to tune into the starting lineup, weekdays from 7 to 9.
Opioid addiction doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone. Addiction is not a moral failure. It's a health condition, and recovery is possible. The Franklin County Prevention Coalition is working to reduce stigma and connect individuals to treatment, recovery support, and overdose prevention resources. We are stronger together, and when recovery begins, lives become stronger without it. Find help at fcpctn.org. This project is funded under a grant contract with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
From the 931 Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Winchester weather update.
Got a partly cloudy day headed your way, a little bit warmer than it was yesterday, with a high of 70 degrees and some calm winds coming in from the northwest at only around 5 miles per hour. So get out there and enjoy your absolutely beautiful and pleasant day while you stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069.
We had a plan, and then the microphones came on. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069, WCDT Winchester.
All right, back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. And we'll see. We'll see what this turns into. Chewy, yesterday after the show, we got such a strong run on the whole Disney thing. Now, this may alienate a lot of our female listeners because I don't know. Do females play video games?
I think so. Tori plays the games.
Yeah, some of them do. I would say it's a lot smaller percentage rate than guys. But maybe you can fill us in on the what is the game that your guy plays? So we're not going to talk about like cell phone games or any of that type of stuff, right? I'm not talking about Pocket Planes here, which is an actual game that I play on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Pocket Planes, which is leads to a lot of chat memery within my family.
Oh.
We call it the PP.
Okay.
Playing with my PP. Anyway, so Chewy, we started the list, and I said, oh, man, what do you think we should do? Like our top 5 games, top 10, something like that. I threw the original idea, and I was like, no, it can't be 10. 10 is a lot, right? That's a long list to go through. So we cut it down to 5. And the problem with 5 was I got to 4 immediately and was like, damn it! Because now I have a list. I literally have a list of probably 25 games that are right there on the cusp. And when I go through these games, anybody who is probably between, 40 to 35 is going to fall right into, Katie said, I want to marry a man that plays video games 24/7. Said no woman ever. No, I know that. But most guys grew up playing video games. So now I lost my train of thought.
25 games.
I have a list of like 25 games. Here's the thing. I still haven't decided on my 5th game.
Really?
Yeah. I named the first 4 almost instantaneously. But I'm going to need some help going through these and figuring out what my next game is.
Okay.
So, what about you? As far as your journey down finding what your games were, how did it go?
Did not go well. I did the same thing you did, and I just started writing games from when I was a kid, and it just sort of exploded. I was able to narrow down my list to this,
Okay.
which is a little more than 5.
Yeah.
But these were the ones that I thought of. But it was surprising to sort of see the direction. Do you know what I mean? Like I saw like I had taste, and I didn't know I did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I was a little bit surprised.
So I think that what's interesting about the practice of this, and we didn't do this with the movies yesterday, but I think what's interesting about the practice of this and the psychology behind it is when you start writing things down like this, regardless of how insignificant the thing is, start writing down your favorite CD, like your favorite albums. I say CDs, your favorite albums growing up, right? What were your favorite albums growing up? And like I go back to Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue. I go back to Blink 182. Of course, I've mentioned the Blink 182 album before. And then like from the time you were 10 or 12 and you first started getting into that thing to where you are now. And what would be interesting is to put all of that into an AI program and ask it, like, what does this say about my journey to adulthood?
Yeah, that actually would be sort of interesting to do a deep dive in on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
So go. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's start with out of the ones that you identify, and you just have in front of you. You just have the ones that you identified as your best.
The ones that I remember the most.
Okay.
There's many that I did not write down that I'm sure I spent lots of time in.
Okay.
And I'm sure I'll be kicking myself tomorrow because I'm like, oh, I didn't mention this. But these are the ones that I do remember.
Okay. So I am going to guess that you and I both have Ocarina of Time on this list.
Yes.
Okay.
That was actually my number 1.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's in my top 5.
Yeah.
Definitely. I didn't put it as my number 1 because it wasn't the game that made me, introduced me to video games, but it was the game that made me realize that video games could be more than just a mindless kind of back and forth or side scroller or whatever. Okay, so I have Zelda as well. I would also guess that you have Halo on there in some form or fashion.
I have Halo Reach, yes.
Okay, interesting. So Halo Reach. Why Halo Reach?
Because I grew up playing Halo 2 the most with my friends.
Right.
And I remember, I have those multiplayer maps literally mentally mapped perfectly in the back of my head. We played it so much that I'm not fun to play with. You know what I mean? Where it's like that kind of thing. And then when Halo 3 came out, it was sort of just like a game changer. It was, everyone started playing it. And at the time, and I told you this, every time a new game that I loved would come out and it had mildly good graphics, I would immediately rush to,
It's so real.
It's like, it can't get any better.
It's indistinguishable from real life.
Genuinely, I would do that. I'd just be like, I cannot believe the world that we're living in.
I remember thinking that when Madden 2003 came out, and I was like,
yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, and you're like, wow. It can't get any better than they see it. And but
it's like a picture. Why when we talk like that do we sound like a bunch of guys, a bunch of bambooks,
some union guys in Manhattan?
Oh,
and then sorry. But the reason I say Halo Reach is because that was the last of the Bungie Halo. The original developer who was making. So if anybody doesn't know, and they actually do play Halo, the modern Halo is not developed by the original guys.
Right.
They actually left to go make Destiny at that time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Went and split off their own company, bought themselves away from Microsoft. It's a big deal. But Bungie's not what it used to be anyway. It would have all gone down the crapper. My point being, but Halo Reach was sort of it was Bungie's goodbye to the series, but also their best form, in my opinion, where they were at the top of their game as far as Halo, FPS shooters, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And it was so tastefully done. It wasn't excessive. There weren't 100 quadrillion, microtransactions and all this stuff. So it was one of those last games, but that was really before it was touched by all that stuff.
Right.
And it was during my high school career. So
it
was
oh yeah.
I mean,
so,
you know what I mean?
So interestingly enough, and now here's the other dynamic. This is a different dynamic between you and I when it comes to games. Do you like online games, primarily, or do you like doing solo, single player mission type of games, or what is your?
If I have to play multiplayer, I prefer a cooperative game.
Yeah.
I don't love PvP.
Yeah.
I'm good at PvP if we're doing MMOs and I can strategize.
Right.
But first person shooters, I played them because my friends played them.
Right.
But I never really liked them.
They're so high intensity. I've almost got to be on my pre-workout to play some at this point because I can't. Back when I was in college, I could sit down and do the whole thing where, we could sit down after class I say after class, we'll probably skip the last class, sit down at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and play till 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was on one the whole time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now I sit down and I'm like, how are they doing that? They're moving so fast. I can't even see them. Where'd you shoot me from? I couldn't, right? So I personally, I have always preferred playing games either with somebody, like you said, in a room cooperatively or on my own.
Yeah.
And the reason I like on my own is because I do it to kind of or if I do it, it's to get away from the world, to decompress and that type of thing, and to spend time quiet to myself. If I was to do it with somebody else, it's fun when you're having a like kind of a party or a group or a, you know, it's fun to interact with your friends and stuff like that. If you're in the same room,
Yes.
I can't stand playing online. I literally can't stand it.
I understand. I 100% I get that.
So Eric Ramos said, we started getting back into retro games, broke out Nintendo and Super Nintendo. I never had the Super Nintendo.
Didn't either.
I had a buddy that had it. I had the regular Nintendo. Never had the Super Nintendo. And there's people who had it that absolutely loved it. I went from Nintendo to Sega. Family enjoys the Mario games. Even the wife gets into Mario Kart, Duck Hunt, etc. We had Duck Hunt with the gun.
Yeah.
And that game was so fun. Mario Kart is one that made my list. Didn't make my top 5, though.
Yeah, I got it on mine too.
Sammy D says GoldenEye, Halo 2, Tiger Woods, Mario Kart, Modern Warfare 3. And I can see him...
2.
Modern
Warfare 2.
Oh, sorry, Modern Warfare 2. I can see him being a big Tiger Woods series guy.
Yeah.
Clint Powers says Tecmo Bowl and MLB The Show.
Nice.
Okay, so to the Halo thing, I was in school when the original Halo came out. High school.
I actually do have a memory of when the first Halo came out.
Yeah, I was probably like 14-ish, someone there, 13. And here's the thing. I was not one of those kids because, again, I grew up in a household. We had 9 kids in my family. I was one of 9 kids. So, like, getting a game system, it was a big deal. It was normally a hand-me-down. My game system journey went Nintendo, Sega, hand-me-down N64 to I got to high school and I bought my own Xbox with the money from my first job and didn't have a clue what Halo was. I went to the store. There was a green Halo edition Xbox that looked sick.
Did you get it?
And I bought it.
Please tell me you still have this.
No,
thing.
I do not. I know.
Joe Abraham,
know.
I was literally about to give you $1,000.
I know. I GameStopped it.
What?
In college.
You did not give that to GameStop.
I GameStopped it in college, controller and everything. I had no clue, right? And I know. Pause. Catch your breath. It's okay.
Oh, you're gonna give me a heart attack.
I know it. And I will say this: I love the Halo series. It kind of trailed off for me after Halo 3.
Yeah.
But the original Halo, hands down. I mean, it was kind of like with Zelda and the Ocarina of Time. It set the tone, and it changed. For me, it introduced me to first-person shooters. I wasn't like a Doom guy growing up or anything like that. Wasn't a big computer game guy growing up, but Halo, the original, was a big one for me.
I would argue it is the third most important first-person shooter ever created.
Yeah. That's a good argument.
And the most influential.
Okay, so I've got 2 more on my short list before we get into my long list. Okay. I've got Super Mario 3.
Okay.
So for me, and I played the other Mario Brothers games. Super Mario 2 sucked. The regular Super Mario Brothers, the first one, the original one, we had that one. It came with Duck Hunt, the whole 9 yards. That one kind of introduced me to Mario, but that game was so hard. And Super Mario 3 was the best Mario game, in my opinion, ever, all time, hands down. Tell me I am wrong. And you can say Mario 64. You can come up with all these different other Mario games. You can say even Mario Kart and stuff like that. But I promise you that Mario, if not for Super Mario 3, regular Super Mario Brothers was good. Super Mario Brothers 2 was awful. And if Super Mario 3 was not as good as it would have been, nothing would have happened the way that it did behind Super Mario 3. That game was the launch pad for Super Mario Brothers. And for me, it was the launch pad into video games.
Oh, man, Doug Garrett says that he was pretty good at the roller rink at Galaga and Space Invaders. Don't know if I ever had a home system, but I am sure my son does.
Yeah.
Well, he did. Actually, me and Brett both we killed it on one of the ones on my list, actually.
So you don't have, I'm guessing, Super Mario 3 on your list.
I don't have Super Mario 3,
Okay.
but I have Super Mario Advance, which actually did have levels from Super Mario 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm going to throw my last one out there before we hit the break. Now, when we come back from the break, we're going to go through the rest of your list and see if you and I match up on any other ones.
Okay.
Okay? So the last one, Jamie Parton says, wow, the amount of people GameStop robbed is sickening. Yes. Yes. GameStop is awful.
Yeah.
I feel bad for younger me for this exact reason. So game number 4 on my top 5 that is unfinished is Tecmo Super Bowl for the Sega Genesis. Not Tecmo Bowl, the original, Tecmo Super Bowl for the Sega Genesis. That game, I spent more time playing Tecmo Super Bowl than any video game ever, all time ever. I went through and I knew like every stat on every guy at one point in time. You know, for the Cleveland Browns, they had Bernie Kosar and Vinny Testaverde. They had Eric Metcalf. They had Ernest Biner. They had Mark Carrier, and Michael Jackson was their wide receiver. Not that Michael Jackson, the football player Michael Jackson. I knew all of these guys, and so you got to remember too, shortly after this game came out in the early 90s, the Browns poofed away. They were at their pinnacle in the late 80s, early 90s, and they were on their way. They were going to make a Super Bowl run. They were very good. And then all of a sudden, they poofed away and became the Baltimore Ravens. And so for years, the only access I had to the Cleveland Browns' existence was Tecmo Super Bowl. And when you are 6 years old and you need football and your favorite team doesn't exist anymore. I mean, I was like 8 years old and they poofed away. So, Tecmo Super Bowl is number 4 on my list. And as far as sports games go, it is as strong as they come for me. All right, we're gonna get a break in here. When we come back, we gotta mow through some more of these because also in later in this hour, we got to go out to Heath Automotive. Not Poultry Electric, because Poultry Electric's Friday call got moved to Unleashed.
Yeah, so that'll be in the afternoon.
All right, let's get a break in here. We'll be back on the other side. It is the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Season of renewal, and at High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, your health is always in season. From routine checkups to advanced care, their dedicated team is here to help you feel your best today and every day. Compassionate care backed by the strength of Ascension St. Thomas. This spring, take a moment for your health. Learn more or find a provider at highpointhealthsystem.com. High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, caring for you for every season of life.
Spring is in the air, and so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at FMOTN.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
The Huntland Hornets opened postseason play with a strong performance Wednesday, defeating Moore County 3-0 in the first round of the 1A District 9 tournament at Richland. Huntland jumped ahead early, loading the bases in the first inning before Mooney and Kildew delivered back-to-back RBI singles to give the Hornets a 2-0 lead. Pitcher Eli Fitch took care of the rest, tossing a complete game shutout. Fitch struck out 8, allowing just 5 hits and 3 walks, and earned praise from head coach Brent Davis for his dominant outing. With the win, Huntland improves 14-8 and advances to Thursday's semifinal in Richland, with first pitch set for 4 p.m. In boys soccer, Franklin County fell 3-2 on the road to Warren County, marking the team's 7th loss of the season. After falling behind early, the Rebels mounted a second-half rally. However, Warren County held on for the win, and Franklin County now sits at 8-7-1 overall and 5-3-1 in district play, and will host Shelbyville Central Thursday at 7 p.m. In Tullahoma, Thompson Burton PLLC has been retained as aviation counsel for the Tullahoma Airport. City officials said the firm offered the best proposal and demonstrated strong knowledge of Tennessee law. The city will cover costs with a ceiling of $50,000 as the firm reviews airport leases and policies. And in Coffee County, a judicial commissioner has been bound over to the grand jury on theft charges. Authorities were alerted that Katrina McGee Lester overstated her work hours, resulting in approximately $1,600 in overpayment. Sheriff's investigator David Brandon Reed stated that Ms. Lester not only did this during one pay period, but also during 2 pay periods, noting that the incidents happened in December 2025 and January 2026. I learned that a total of only 29 hours were worked by Ms. Lester, but 80 hours were put in on the timesheet. For more local news and sports coverage, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
It's Larry from Shelby, previously on the Paul Feinbaum Show.
You know what, Chris? Let me tell you something. Why don't you go catch your breath before commenting on somebody else's? And Hacksaw Tuscaloosa Jim Duggan. You shut up, because I could strike you out blindfolded, pitching underhand with both arms tied behind my back.
Okay, why don't we take a break? I'm pretty exhausted.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC Network. We had a plan, and then the microphones came on. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069, WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. This weekend, Sunday night. Sunday. Go over to the Oldham. Sit in the 4th annual Owl Awards. And Chewy, they are going to be honoring some tremendous athletes from across Franklin County. Both Franklin County High School and Huntland High School are honored in these awards each and every year, and I think that it is just a tremendous thing. It's organized by Ricky Tips. Of course, Tana helps out by supplying the theater. We've got a bunch of the coaches and the ADs from each school involved in the process. They support the process, and of course, the scholarship program that goes to these kids. And, you know, I'm just honored to be a part of it. But go check it out. You can get tickets, and once again, support the scholarship program. The more people that show up, probably the greater the scholarship is. I don't know how that works. Ricky handles all that, but I would assume that it allows for a larger scholarship donation to the kids that it's awarded to. I'll have to get with him and check on that.
I can't believe it's already been 4 years.
That's crazy. So here in hour number 1, we've been recapping games that kind of like formed us. Now, Chewy, I've given 4 out of my 5, and I've got one more that I have yet to decide upon.
Okay.
The 4 on my list are Tecmo Super Bowl, Super Mario 3, Zelda Ocarina of Time, and Halo, the original, the OG. All right, what else do you have on your list over there? We'll see if we got any more overlap here.
I put Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, I did put Majora's Mask
Okay.
as well.
So I have on my list of possibles, I do have San Andreas. And again, I was in like high school or college when that came out. I did mention Majora's Mask. I left it off because Ocarina of Time.
That's kind of what I did. I put Ocarina of Time / Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Because Majora's Mask is almost like a DLC for Ocarina of Time.
Right. They're so similar. They're almost like the same. Anyway.
Then I put F-Zero X, which I doubt you have on yours.
I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that.
It is the old N64 speeder racing game.
Okay.
It was where you played those little... It's an old racing game.
Okay.
Really liked it.
Were you like boats or?
It was very similar to boats, but no, it was more of like a sci-fi sort of thing. I think it's where that character Captain Falcon came from.
F-Zero X.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking it up.
And
keep going.
that was on N64. I put... Have you played that?
Oh, I remember this game. I think... Yeah, I think I played this some at a friend's house. I do remember this game. Okay.
That's my... I do have this one, and tell me if this actually counts as a sports game. I have Tony Hawk Underground 2. Does that count as a sports game?
Yeah, that's a sports game.
Kinda.
I have Tony Hawk Pro Skater on mine as one of these that is kind of like an honorable mention.
I put Knights of the Republic 1 and 2. And then I put Elder Scrolls, specifically Morrowind and Oblivion, both.
I don't have either of those.
I put Metroid Zero Mission, which was the Game Boy Advance remake of the original Metroid.
Okay, didn't have that one.
And that one I think I played almost more than some of these. Pac-Man World. It was the 3D Pac-Man game that was on the Xbox and PlayStation.
So I played a Pac-Man game on, I think it was on Sega at one point in time. There was also a pretty good Kirby game that was on Sega, I think it was. It was either Sega or Nintendo.
Katie Abraham said that she did play Crash Bandicoot and Lego Star Wars. She's already... see, you're already calling some of mine out. Jamie Parton says, our kids are going through college and the next GTA comes out if they keep pushing it back. yeah, good point.
What's the meme? This happened before the world ends before GTA 6 comes out.
GTA 6 trailer drops and then the nuke hits. So the next one was actually one video game called Obi-Wan, and this was a prequel tie-in game for Xbox. It was one of their launch titles.
Obi-Wan.
It was just Obi-Wan, Star Wars Obi-Wan, and you literally just played as Obi-Wan through the story.
Oh, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, like the character.
I thought you said OB1, like the number one.
No. Obi-Wan, a game. It was an Xbox exclusive. You cannot buy this anymore. You have to buy a copy from someone else, and I have my original copy, and I switched the case, but the paper is original. It's all tore up, barely works, and it has some of the most unique controls for lightsabers ever, where you actually use the joysticks to swing the lightsaber, and it's super interesting and different.
I have never seen this game before.
Most people haven't. It did not sell very well, did not get very good reviews, but I loved it. Then after that, I went Battlefront 1 and 2. And Doug Garrett, me and Brett used to play Battlefront. I still play Battlefront, actually.
The new Battlefront or the old Battlefront?
Old Battlefront 1 and 2. I do like the new one, but the old Battlefront 1 and 2.
So I got the new one when the old one, or I got the new one when it came out because I loved the old ones.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, they're on my list, and I made a strong kind of case for putting them on there. The new ones, as good as the graphics were, the game just didn't feel as fun as the old ones.
They weren't as big.
The old ones were big, and they felt like kind of arcade-ish, where they were just fun.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I balance, I struggle with, because I want a game to be realistic, like Madden. Madden is tremendously realistic these days, but also I freaking loved Blitz. NFL Blitz, where they were like wrestling and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Then I have Jedi Outcast and Academy, and then Mario Kart 64, and then Assassin's Creed.
Oh, Assassin's Creed! I forgot that one. Completely.
I played the original Assassin's Creed, and I just remember just being wowed by it because it was so different at the time.
All right, so we got a bunch of comments on here. Let's see. Jody says, this shows my age, but I had a Commodore 64. Wasteland was a great game. It was a predecessor to the Fallout series. I have played every one of those and love the TV series as well. Katie didn't know anything about Fallout, and she started watching the series with me and absolutely loves the Fallout series. Jody Farrell says Assassin's Creed is more a modern series that I love. Doug says, I do remember playing Call of Duty and Tomb Raider with Brett. They were really fun.
Tomb Raider was so good.
Tomb Raider was really good if you were a teenage boy when it came out.
I remember she used to be a big deal back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Lara Croft was the deal. Jamie says, my husband says Diablo is the greatest game of all time. Or greatest game ever made. I never played Diablo.
My girlfriend loves Diablo.
You know what else I've never played? God of War.
You've never played God of War?
Because I wasn't a PlayStation guy.
That's right.
So a lot of PlayStation games I never really got into.
Battlefield and Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor was a really good. EA came out with Medal of Honor, and it was really good.
You know what we didn't talk about? You know what one was one for me that I didn't write down? Call of Duty World at War, but the Zombies mode.
Yeah.
I played so much of the Zombies.
I was never a big Zombies guy. Katie says, can't ignore Mortal Kombat days during high school either. Okay.
Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was pretty sick.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. Let me ask you this as well in the chat. If you went to an arcade, like when you went to, for me, it was Chuck E. Cheese. You know, I don't know. There were a bunch of us. We would take the kids to Chuck E. Cheese. Whether or not it was for me or for my siblings or whatever, I'm not going to reveal that information. But when we went to Chuck E. Cheese, there was one game that I wanted to play. It was the only game I cared about. Every other game didn't have to be there because the only one I would spend my quarters in was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. Yep. It was the only game I cared about. And even to this day, if you catch me at Good Game, I will likely be playing either Galaga or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Period. End of story. That is it.
And you're talking about that beat 'em up, right? That side-scroller beat 'em up one?
Yeah. And then Jamie Parton says he loves God of War 2. Brett says, hey, guys, y'all keep talking about pew-pew games. I'm going to go play with the real pew-pews on the range. Just wanted to hop on and tell y'all good morning.
Well, good morning, Brett. Thanks for hopping in.
Have fun, Brett. We are very, very jealous. Okay, so I have a list. It is very long, and I'm just going to run through it.
Okay.
So I had The Last of Us, which I did as an adult get a PlayStation. What would that be? 4? 3? 3. So I got the PlayStation 3 and got The Last of Us and played through that. That game is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
If you have not played The Last of Us and you still play video games, heck, if you just like movies, The Last of Us is like a movie that you play through, and it is so good. I put Madden. The first one that I put up at the top, and I just put Madden because the entire Madden series, if there is one game that I've consistently gotten in my entire life, it is Madden. The problem with Madden is, and I already mentioned Tecmo Super Bowl, doesn't matter how good the Madden game is, it's never Tecmo Super Bowl. It's not even the best football game, so how can it be? And I love Madden. I love how, like I said, how realistic it is. I love NCAA, the college football games. I also put that one on there. I started with my sports games, RBI Baseball, which was for I think it was just the regular Nintendo. I had RBI Baseball, and again, it was before they put player names or anything like that. It was just you're the red team, you're the blue team, you're the yellow team, you're the whatever team, and I pretty much, in my own head, I created my own lineup. I was the Yankees, I was the blue team, WCW, NWO Revenge. Again, remember, 90s kid. Wrestling was huge.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of 90s grunge, Twisted Metal.
Oh, I forgot.
The Twisted Metal games were absolutely sick. And there was another game I think it was called Tank Wars or something like that. But those types of games where you're driving around on the map just, blowing people up from the other team were tremendous. Again, 90s kid as well. I put NHL 96. NHL 96 for a sports kid in the 90s was tremendous. It's got to be up there, right?
Jody Farrell did jump in saying Last of Us is the only reason they bought a PS4.
Yeah, Last of Us is absolutely tremendous. So Mario Kart, Sonic 2, Excite Bike from the original Nintendo. I mentioned the TMNT arcade game, GoldenEye. GoldenEye is the one that I'm leaning towards putting in my top 5.
I think that's a good pick.
1080 snowboarding, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I think 2, Majora's Mask, Pokemon Red and Blue. So I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I didn't originally really get Pokemon. I didn't have a Game Boy.
I had Green Leaf,
but I eventually got one and got to play through. And Pokemon was such a big part. So the first time I played Pokemon, I was like, "Oh wow, this is what I missed out on."
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I mean, the Call of Duty series, for it to not be on there, the only reason I wouldn't put it on there is because of Halo. Now, here's the thing. If I had to pick between the two nowadays, I would probably play Call of Duty because of the, how Halo has gone so much towards multiplayer, right? But I don't like multiplayer Halo. I like single-player Halo. Call of Duty, I like the multiplayer better. But again, I don't like multiplayer games online. Red Dead Redemption.
Yep, that's a good pick.
And in fact, prior to Red Dead Redemption, I played the other Red Dead Revolver way back in the day. GTA San Andreas is on there. I put Fable on there.
Oh, Fable's so good. I forgot about that one.
I went through a World of Warcraft stage.
That blows my mind.
My roomie in college was a huge WoW head. And
really?
Yeah. And so, and funny story. So you know how you're Chewy?
Sure.
I met him, and I was like, your name is Rufus now. I nicknamed, his name was Tyler, but I was like, you give me a Rufus vibes. So for his entire even after I left Alabama, he went by Rufus. Everybody on campus called him Rufus.
Okay.
And one girl asked him, do people call you Rufus because you roofie people?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway, so World of Warcraft, Fallout 4, which I'm surprised isn't on your list.
Fallout 4? No, that wouldn't even be close to my top 20.
And then Tiger Woods. So all of those games make up my list. I'm torn. I'm torn. The WCW NWO Revenge, GoldenEye. I would say those ones, Call of Duty. There are 3 or 4 of them that are right on the cusp. Yeah, Jamie says, I can't see Joe playing WoW. Neither can I. But again, it's one of those things you sit down and you like, what am I doing here? You get so invested that now next thing you know, you're like mining for flowers or some crap. I don't know what I was even doing. All right, top of the hour. We'll get the pledge in here. On the other side, we got to go out to Deckard Elementary. This is the starting lineup. It is a What the Florida Friday on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
This is ESPN Radio Winchester, where Franklin County comes to life. From local news and athletics to everything in between, we're proud to bring you the stories that matter right here at home. And it's all made possible by local businesses connecting with real people in our community every single day. When you support them, you support our local coverage. Over 75 years of Franklin County heritage. Want your business to be a part of it? Contact WCDT today. ESPN Radio Winchester. Franklin County plays here.
Why choose More Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a 5th-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, and compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at reliablerentalfc.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
The future of healthcare starts here. The Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Winchester and Swanee, are joining the High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, a health network serving communities across the state. We're working together to expand access, improve clinical quality, and keep you close to home throughout your care journey. Your favorite providers aren't going anywhere. It's the same care you know and trust, now with a new name. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
Good morning, Deckard.
Good morning, WCDT.
How are you guys out there this Friday?
We are so happy that it's Friday. We are wonderful. How about you guys?
Oh, we're doing pretty good out here. It's a nice, beautiful day outside, and I'm hoping for us to celebrate that a little bit and possibly get started with a really, really good pledge.
We've got first grade from Miss Jolly's class ready to make that happen.
All right, let's hear it.
Good morning, Franklin County. This is Lisa Jones, Deckard Elementary. We stand salute and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Beautiful pledge this morning. Thank you, guys.
Tell me your name.
My name's Jackson and I have the joke. What kind of shoes do ninjas wear?
I don't know.
Sneakers.
Sneakers. That's so cute.
That was tremendous.
All right. Well, thank you out there, Deckard. Y'all have a wonderful day out there.
Y'all too. Thank you so much.
Sneakers, Joe Abraham. That's cute. I like that one.
The Pledge of Allegiance brought to you by the folks over at Southern Tennessee Cardiology and Dr. Basaraba, proud to support our community and those who serve it with expert heart care close to home. All right, Chewy.
Yeah?
Let's go on out to Heath Automotive. See what Steve is up to today.
All right.
As Chewy is doing that, maybe you guys can help me. So if you were going to pick, I got to figure out, right, my number 5. I got to round out my top 5. Do I go with something that represents, 90s grunge, just where I hail from, WCW, NWO, wrestling, Do I go with Twisted Metal? I don't know. I got to figure out which one my 5th is. All right. On the line now, we go out to Heath Automotive. Steve out there at Heath.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Beautiful morning.
It is a beautiful morning, and once again, I gotta say thank you because I've been putting a lot of miles on the vehicles here as of late. I had to run all the way over to Lawrence County yesterday to call a baseball game. Got to drive to Marshall County later today to do a softball game, and thankfully I can trust the tires, and I'm rolling down the road on because of you and the team over there at Heath. And you guys probably deal with, because you've been around for quite a while, I would suppose. You deal with a lot of generational, like families where you're dealing with like the grandfather and then the father and now the son. You probably have whole like generations of customers over there.
55 years, and it's not unusual. It does make me feel a little old. And of course, got 4th generation working here now. My grandson comes in and helps out a little bit when he stays so busy with everything else, is high school sports and school and 4-H and everything. But he will stick his head in the door occasionally and clock in and here a little while and clock out. So he's the 4th generation. But it does make me feel old when somebody comes in and goes, man, I can remember as far back as when I can remember that I'd come in here with my grandfather and get tires. So
Yeah, I bet. Well, as far as your grandson goes, so what is he getting into from an athletic standpoint?
He plays on the high school soccer team.
Nice.
He's number 8.
Number 8 on the soccer team. So if you're out there and watching the boys, which they had a game, I think they had a game last night, or do they have a game tonight? I know
I think they canceled the Shelbyville game because they've got a lot injured.
Yeah.
And wasn't going to affect the
standings,
district standings, and they have their first district game tonight. And of course, from here on out, for as long as your season lasts, it's usually win or go home. So.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Good luck to them tonight in the district tournament. So, brother, as far as tires and automotive needs and things like that, we talk so much about a variety of different things, from manufacturer rebates and how you guys can save them money, to even the things outside, the more mechanical things that you guys do. But just instead of talking about the vehicle, talk about your approach to dealing with customers today.
Well, the main thing is trying to take care of the customer, and you need. Sometimes you've got to spend time with the customer to explain. We had an issue this morning with it's an issue. It was brought to us to fix, and the parts have been put on backwards. And so, yeah, it's that happens. And so to fix their issue, we had to explain to them how they were put on backwards and what we needed to do. It was in the steering, and it happens. And to correct it, though, we're going to have to take all that loose that somebody else has done.
Right.
And it's the correct parts, but it's just they've been installed backwards.
Wow.
So, yeah, and they don't have the full sweep in either direction with their turning and trying to figure out what was going on. And just an alignment's not going to cure that. So You've got to take the time to try to, talk to your customer, get them where they can understand. A lot of times, we do videos of vehicles. We take pictures. Sometimes we forward those. We'll text those pictures on to somebody and say, here's, because you start talking about, it's a different language, maybe to someone when you start talking to them about their idler arm, their tie rod ends, things like that. And that's Greek to them. What are you talking about? You show them a part, and many times we'll do a video of something that's loose, and so it's not just enough to tell somebody it's loose and this is what's causing your issue, and you're still going to have the issue until we replace a wheel bearing or a ball joint, something along that line. But you take a video of it, and it's sitting there moving 3/8 of an inch when it should be tight, and they go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just got to take that extra step to work with your customer so they understand. It's just like alignments. Alignments are an intangible thing. You're charging somebody $100 to align their vehicle.
Right.
Well, what do they get? You can get a bill that says $100, or do you hand them a printout that has the alignment readings before and then after, where you can show, okay, here's where we were. This was your front axle. This is your rear axle. This was the situation that was causing your tire wear, and here's what we've done to correct it. So, and it's nice that they print it out, the computer prints it out, it's color-coded, so anything that's out of spec is in red, anything that's in spec is in green, and you show them a Christmas tree to start with, and you show them all green when you get through. And so just you take those extra steps, because so that your customer knows what's going on, and that's what we try to do.
Yeah, well, it makes sense because I bet you guys deal with customers from all over the spectrum. Folks who don't know how often they need to replace their blinker fluid, to folks who know a lot about a lot as far as their vehicle is concerned. So I'm sure that you guys see it all.
We do, and the issue, I don't know how familiar you are with it. It's an issue within the industry that we all deal with at service vehicles, especially wheel service, is whatever genius that came up with the idea of the two-piece lug nuts, the capped lug nuts that become distorted. The caps come off, and it leaves people stranded. They can't get their wheels on and off, and we see way too much of that. And the cure to that is to put a solid lug nut back on.
Right.
And we have some strong opinions about whoever came up with this idea. If you've not run into that, it's very prevalent. And we just got a shipment in a couple of days ago of I buy lug nuts by the case, so that we can buy them, at a price, a reasonable price.
Right.
And so those are the sort of things that we run into, that we cure for customers, because I've had people that have a flat tire can't get a wheel off, have to call a rollback record and bring their vehicle in.
Wow.
To have it replaced, and it's because of the lug nuts have become distorted. You can't get a socket on there.
Right. I would, again, small things like that you take for granted. You wouldn't even think. But
it's a huge issue for us, and it's definitely a huge issue for my customer that's on the side of the road
Right.
or in their driveway, and they got a flat tire and can't get it off.
Right. Well, for all of our lug nut listeners, I say that with love, guys.
A lot of lug nuts out there, right?
A lot of our lug nuts. If they are lug nuts and they don't know where to find you yet, where can they find you?
We're in Winchester at 501 First Avenue Southwest, 4 blocks off the square, right at the split. Give us a call at 967-3880, or visit our website, which is heathautomotivetire.com.
All right. Well, my friend, I appreciate you. And you mentioned it. Find them online at heathautomotivetire.com. If you have any more questions, you can certainly get a lot answered over there. Steve, we will talk to you soon, my friend. Have a great weekend.
All right. We wish the Rebels luck tonight.
Yes. On all fronts, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Be good.
Take care.
All right, that is Steve over at Heath Automotive. All right, let's get a quick break in here. Speaking of lug nuts, we got one in studio with us. The look when we come back. It's a What the Florida Friday, so we'll see how that goes next. It is the starting lineup fueled by Loco Coffee on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Stimulant misuse can take many forms. It may involve abusing methamphetamine or prescribed ADHD medication. Both carry real risks when not used safely or under medical supervision. Prevention starts with education and open communication. The Franklin County Prevention Coalition provides tools and local resources to help families make informed decisions. When we stay proactive, we are stronger together, and we are stronger without it. Learn more at fcpctn.org. This project is funded under a grant contract with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Most local businesses don't overspend on advertising. They misspend on it. They throw things at the wall to see what sticks. Some radio here, a boosted post there, maybe a billboard somewhere else, with none of it working together. At ESPN Radio Winchester, we focus on reducing wasted marketing dollars. When your message is consistent and strategically placed across trusted local media platforms, every dollar reinforces the next one. That means more people remembering your name when it matters. Market smarter with ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Pennett's Pharmacy.
Got a partly cloudy day headed your way, a little bit warmer than it was yesterday, with a high of 70 degrees and some calm winds coming in from the northwest at only around 5 miles per hour. So get out there and enjoy your absolutely beautiful and pleasant day while you stay tuned to ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069.
At Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester, we're more than a pharmacy. We're your partner in health. Conveniently located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, we're here to serve you with fast, friendly, and personalized service. Need prescriptions filled? Looking for over-the-counter products? We've got you covered. Plus, enjoy local delivery and expert advice from our caring team. Call us today at 931-967-2777 or stop by Bennett's Pharmacy at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard today.
For over 75 years, one thing has never changed in Winchester, Tennessee. Hall Furniture has been there through it all. 3 generations, decades of trust, and the commitment to quality, value, and service that still comes first today. As we celebrate over 75 years in business, we want to say thank you to our loyal customers, our community, and to everyone who has made Hall Furniture a Winchester tradition. Hall Furniture, here's to another 75 years of helping you make a house feel like home.
Why choose more Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, and compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
There was an outline for today's show, but it didn't survive the opening segment. Back to Joe and Chewy on the starting lineup right here on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester on a What the Florida Friday, fueled as always by Loco Coffee. And we get a chance now to bring in one of our favorite weekly regulars. Let's pause for production.
When chaos looms and justice hangs by a thread, there's only one man to call. Sam Davidson.
I look around, everybody's nodding their heads.
Love that song. Gets me going. It's just perfect scene setter, right, for What the Florida Friday. My friend, how are you today?
I'm good, boys. I'm good. Thanks for having me in.
For folks who don't know and who listen to the show and is like, man, why is Joe always like pissing people off? What is his malfunction? Listen, for people who want to know, my goal is ultimately to need police protection 24/7 so that I can just basically hang out with Sammy D.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get him assigned to me.
Yeah, that'll be his job.
Yeah. I mean, I'm important enough. I'm a VIP, right? Hey, if they can name themselves Titletown, I can call myself a very important person. Doug Garrett says, I will never forget my grandfather watching me and some family at Thanksgiving playing football video game in the mid-'80s. He lost his mind and told me to quit looking at the football and get off my bleep and go out and play some football. I feel that. That was my father through and through. So, Sammy D, what have you been up to lately? Before we get into the whole video game, because you're going to help me figure out my fifth, and you may have already helped me get there. But what have you been up to lately? Yesterday, you were at I called you. You were at the ball field.
Yeah. It's been between work and baseball seasons in full swing. I feel like I'm at the ballpark every night.
Yeah. I figured when I called you, I'm like, I bet he is on the field.
Yeah, we actually were on the field when you called last night.
Did you guys win again?
We did.
Still undefeated?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what you put in you putting pre-workout in those kids' juice bottles?
That's right. That's right.
Protein juice packs.
Got some of those, some of your pre-workout and spiked their Gatorades.
Built like a bunch of Russian kids. It's just like,
could you imagine the energy of those children? Like
3-year-olds.
Good God.
What is the age bracket? 4-year-old, 5-year-olds?
No, 5 and 6-year-olds. 5
and 6-year-olds now. 5 and 6-year-olds with like armpit hair. He's like juicing them up.
They walk off the field with like little mustaches.
No.
So it's so much fun, Joe. I'm proud of one of mine last night, Sawyer. He hit 2 home runs.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Well, so when you say hit 2 home runs, like this is is he hitting them far, or is he just hitting them through and then running and they can't get him, or how's it looking?
So it's not a traditional home run.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 5 and 6. But what I mean by that is, and we're not talking about they hit it and somebody makes an error and then they throw it and there's an error. No. I'm talking about hitting it to the fence and just
yeah, and he's just smoking it around a bases.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Chewy would not make your baseball roster now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the standard's way too high, brother.
Chewy would go out there, and you guys would do like a pickup game where you're picking, and he would be last, and it would be like, "You take him, no, you take him. I don't want him." That's how it would go.
So we've had 6 players this year hit their first home run.
Wow,
nice.
One of my players has 4 so far this season.
Wow. Chewy has 0 yet.
Yeah.
2 of my players have 3. 2 have 2 have 2, and 1 has just 1.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Very cool.
And I'm glad that they're getting that.
Oh yeah. It's fun. I mean, we try not to run up the score. But if a kid smokes one to the fence, we're not going to hold. I think I told you guys about the story, us holding up my son at third and not giving him his first home run.
No,
you didn't say it.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. So this was in our jamboree, and 2 of our guys that my son's friends with got their first home run, and Creed got held up at third base, and he was so mad. He's like, I was like, "Hey, buddy, sometimes it's about sportsmanship." Well, our first game of the season, he smoked 2 to the fence and got his first 2 home runs in the same game.
There you go.
It was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we try not to run it up on folks, but we're also not going to rob a kid of that moment if they're going to get their first home run or hitting a home run. We're just going to send them.
Yeah.
Right.
Send them.
That's right.
How are things going around town and stuff, my friend?
Excuse me. Going well. We had a very busy day yesterday at the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
In a good way?
I think so. I think it was a very
well, before we get into that, so there was a thing that came across that talked about like a fentanyl bust here in the region, and I know that we've had some issues and stuff here as of late with some overdoses and other things like that. Has there been any kind of movement on that? Do you want to give any kind of update on that kind of stuff?
Well, that's actually kind of where I was going.
Oh, nice.
So it was a very busy day for the sheriff's office, and what I would call a huge positive for the community. We conducted 2 search warrants yesterday, one of which we seized I believe it was a little over an ounce of methamphetamine and a few guns. And then that was in the morning, and in the afternoon, I think we seized around 3 ounces of methamphetamine, a vehicle, and some cash. I'm going to put out a press release probably around 10:30.
Oh, okay.
Covering what we did yesterday. But both of those search warrants were huge for our community because they're people that have been selling poison in our community for some time.
Yeah, well, that's tremendous. Good job by you guys. How long, when you talk about, making a bust like that, how long are you guys working on putting a case like that together usually? Is this something that goes on for like months and months, or is it something that kind of comes together quickly?
So it can be both. So there are examples where we, within a matter of hours, start a case, develop a case, and go and make a bust. That's not the norm.
Wow, yeah.
Sometimes cases, if we're looking at a large conspiracy case, we can work it for months and months.
Really?
Yeah. And I've been a part of some cases that were, they may have, I don't know that I've been a part of one that was a year, but have been right up to it,
Right.
9, 10 months, 11 months.
Is it one of those things where, like, based on the situation, maybe you start digging into it and you're like, oh wow, there's more dominoes that we can kind of knock down, and you kind of weigh the time and the opportunity cost type of thing, where like if we can string all these pieces together, it's worth drawing out a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's a fair way to explain it, because it really is. Sometimes it's you get into it and it's a more simple case, and then others, when you start pulling back the layers, you go, wow, this is a lot more than what we originally thought. We need to slow down, maybe not take this action right away. And that's what the public sometimes gets very frustrated. They're like, why don't you just go bust this person? Well, that's not number one, that's not legal. Number two, if we do that without the evidence, we're not going to win the case in court.
Right.
So there's a lot that goes into these things, and we really have to be diligent and patient when working these cases. And our folks did a great job, and we worked with a few other agencies yesterday, and we love that. We love the cooperation with other agencies because here's the deal. These imaginary lines that are they're not imaginary. These invisible, let's call them invisible lines, that are our jurisdictions, and drug dealers, they don't care about those jurisdictions.
Right.
The drugs are traveling across those lines, so we love to work with other agencies.
Yeah. Well, I think that's spectacular that you guys are able to, develop those partnerships, work those partnerships, and again, it's not just about one community at that point in time. It's about the region as a whole. When you talk about the amount of meth that you guys were able to get off the streets just yesterday, what does that look like in practical terms? I don't know. I don't know. How much a meth user uses. So, what are we talking about there?
Yeah, so it's interesting now, dealing with methamphetamine now versus when I got into law enforcement. Completely different.
Right.
When I got into law enforcement and got into helping with these meth lab investigations, things looked a lot different, Joe.
Okay.
Like you would have these folks cooking a small amount of methamphetamine in the, I don't know if you've heard the one pot or the shake labs.
Yeah.
And it was really crazy back then because, you were looking at a gram of methamphetamine anywhere from $100 to $150.
Wow.
Okay. Now, it's not uncommon for when you interview folks for them to say, I paid $300 for an ounce.
Wow.
Yeah, so the availability and the amount of methamphetamine is much more than it used to
Right.
be. Right. So, and that's the thing. You ask about what it looks like for a user standpoint. It varies so much, Joe.
Right.
You may have somebody that's using a quarter gram a day. A gram a day. They may be an eighth of an ounce a day. It really varies, and it's hard to say, and that also varies by the type of usage. Are they snorting it? Are they smoking it? Are they injecting it? It varies.
Yeah.
Right. So those types of consumption can vary the amount the amount that they're using.
Right. In a world where we're talking a lot about, like, if you see something, say something, are there any kind of like keys that folks can look out for, whether it be in their neighborhood, with behaviors or with people or things like that where you think might be indicators?
Sure. One of the things that, and I'll give this example because it's what we get from the public the most, is, say, for instance, you have a citizen and they have a neighbor, and cars are constantly coming and going from the neighbor's house. They're not showing up for they're not staying for dinner.
Yeah.
They're not showing up there to watch a movie.
Right.
They're they're in the driveway less than 2 or 3 minutes and they're gone. That's the one that we get, and that's the easiest one for folks in a neighborhood to notice. Hey, that neighbor over there, I don't know what they're doing, but they had 10 cars visit tonight, and none of them stayed more than 3 minutes.
Right.
So that's one. That's one there.
Yeah.
Obviously, just any suspicious activity can really lead to drug bust. There's, I would love to sit here and tell you all the funny examples that have led to large drug bust over the years. I'll tell you one that was quick. One of our deputies answered a call. This was in the 2000s. One of our deputies answered a call, and it was a dog barking call.
Okay.
Right. And I may mess up this story a little bit, but the important parts are will be true. Deputy showed up, spoke to the complainant, the person that called.
Right.
He was sent out there because there was a complaint about a neighbor's dog barking. So he shows up to the complainant's house, and when the complainant opens the door to talk to him, the deputy is overwhelmed with the smell of marijuana.
Right.
And they ended up searching the house and found like 16 pounds of marijuana.
Oh, wow.
Holy
At the
crap.
complainant's house.
Yeah.
Who just called because he was annoyed by his neighbor's dog.
Yes.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's a ton of stories like that, but yeah, it's anything can turn into a drug investigation.
Right. Okay.
And we love to say, if you see something, say something.
Yeah.
And we mean that. If the public, if you're out there listening and you see something that seems suspicious or anything, give us a call. Give us a call. If we investigate it and it's nothing, that's fine. We enjoy the cooperation from the county, and it will not offend us if somebody gives us information and it turns out to be not true. That's what we're here to do, is investigate and follow up on those tips.
Right. Very cool. Well, I appreciate the insight. That's good information, I think. All right, let's get a quick break in here. When we come back, we will continue with Sammy D. See if he's got anything else that he wants to get into this morning from a sheriff's department standpoint, and then maybe he can help me figure out what my fifth game is that I need to add. I got to figure out. I got to round out my top 5.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I've got a list of my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
That you guys don't have on either one of your lists.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
I'm excited to hear it, and then we'll get into some What the Florida Friday. It is the starting lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio, 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Spring is in the air, and so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at FMOTN.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
Happy Millionaire's Day to you. Happy Millionaire's Day to you. Happy Millionaire's Day, dear Tennessee lottery player. Happy Millionaire's Day to you and many more. Want the chance to celebrate $1 million win again and again? Play the Millionaire for Life game from the Tennessee Lottery. With drawings every day, you could win $1 million a year for life. Talk about a gift that never gets old. Millionaire for Life from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
At Wellworth Bank, we believe care makes for better banking. It's what turns transactions into trust and customers into neighbors. To us, people are more than numbers. They're families building futures, dreamers starting journeys. We believe care should come standard because you're worth it. You always have been. Wellworth Bank. Care in common. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
The Huntland Hornets opened postseason play with a strong performance Wednesday, defeating Moore County 3-0 in the first round of the 1A District 9 tournament at Richland. Huntland jumped ahead early, loading the bases in the first inning before Mooney and Kildew delivered back-to-back RBI singles to give the Hornets a 2-0 lead. Pitcher Eli Fitch took care of the rest, tossing a complete game shutout. Fitch struck out 8, allowing just 5 hits and 3 walks, and earned praise from head coach Brent Davis for his dominant outing. With the win, Huntland improves 14-8 and advances to Thursday's semifinal in Richland, with first pitch set for 4 p.m. In boys soccer, Franklin County fell 3-2 on the road to Warren County, marking the team's 7th loss of the season. After falling behind early, the Rebels mounted a second-half rally. However, Warren County held on for the win, and Franklin County now sits at 8-7-1 overall and 5-3-1 in district play, and will host Shelbyville Central Thursday at 7 p.m. In Tullahoma, Thompson Burton PLLC has been retained as aviation counsel for the Tullahoma Airport. City officials said the firm offered the best proposal and demonstrated strong knowledge of Tennessee law. The city will cover costs with a ceiling of $50,000 as the firm reviews airport leases and policies. And in Coffee County, a judicial commissioner has been bound over to the grand jury on theft charges. Authorities were alerted that Katrina McGee Lester overstated her work hours, resulting in approximately $1,600 in overpayment. Sheriff's investigator David Brandon Reed stated that Ms. Lester not only did this during one pay period, but also during 2 pay periods, noting that the incidents happened in December 2025 and January 2026. I learned that a total of only 29 hours were worked by Ms. Lester, but 80 hours were put in on the timesheet. For more local news and sports coverage, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
Need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
Looking to make a difference in Franklin County? The Franklin County Prevention Coalition works every day to build a safer, healthier community, free from substance misuse. Through education, outreach, and strong local partnerships, they empower parents, schools, and leaders to prevent addiction and support positive choices. From youth programs to community events, the coalition is here for you. Learn more or get involved today at fcpctn.org. Together, we prevent.
This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Farmers, gardeners, and homeowners. Franklin Farmers Co-op in Winchester is your one-stop shop. From top quality feed and seed to fencing, equipment, and even pet supplies. We have everything you need to keep your farm or home running smoothly. Our knowledgeable team is here to help you every step of the way. Stop by Franklin Farmers Co-op, conveniently located at 2229 Deckard Boulevard, or give us a call at 931-967-5511. Franklin Farmers Co-op, rooted in your success, growing with your community.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Real quick, I would like to take a second, gentlemen. It is Principal Appreciation Day. So, to Amber Steele, Sharon Saylor, Cynthia Young, Shauna Fortier, Brittany Butner, Lisa Crabtree, Sherry Sells, Holly Eastlick, Barbara King, Allison Dietz, and Tara Brewer. Thank you all so much for your leadership of our kids. And feel free, guys, to jump in the chat and give your principal or your kid's principal a shout-out. Even though they're going to be in, I'm sure, they're in school at this point in time, taking care of those kiddos. Show your appreciation in the chat. All right. Sammy D, to wrap things up around what you guys are working on in and around the community, you know, yesterday you guys went out and had an event with the Franklin County Prevention Coalition. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so this was our second meeting. This is a community-based effort to see what we can do about substances in our community. And, you know, July 1, we've got the THC-based things that'll be removed from convenience stores. You know, just recently there was a bill that passed the House and the Senate, and it will be signed by the governor, to ban kratom in
That's
the
awesome.
state.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And, you know, Sheriff Fuller and some other sheriffs around the state have really, they worked so hard to get that pushed through. And we're proud of Sheriff Fuller for that. But this was a meeting that had its focus really on some of the other things that aren't quite, that are still legal in the state of Tennessee. And it was a big discussion on how we can combat these things and trying to figure out a way to get them out of the stores. Because we know that once kratom is banned, there'll be something else coming right behind that one. And these gas station drugs are very dangerous. And the misconception of the public, well, if it's sold in a convenience store, it must be safe. That is not true.
Right.
That's absolutely not true. And it really is disgusting that some of these businesses will sell these things and know how harmful they are. But that was the focus of our meeting. We had a great meeting. We came away from it with lots of things that we're going to try and do and accomplish before our next meeting with the Prevention Coalition. And you know, everybody out there listening, stay tuned. There could be some big changes coming in our county.
Really?
Yes, in the way of preventing these things from number one, being visible in our stores. If you guys have been in a convenience store,
right,
most of them, you know, I can only think of a couple that don't sell these products, either the hemp-based products, the kratom, or the others. And you know, the way that we're going to try and make some changes in the way those are displayed, and also the ultimate goal is to get all of those products out of our convenience stores.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. Well, I love the fact that, again, as far as from a partnership standpoint, you know, you guys working together to figure out a plan, figure out a strategy, and communicating about it from the different perspectives that you all see it. I think that that's so important for the community. A lot of times we get people in these positions and they're so focused and they're so, you know, working on their lane, and they don't look over to the guys to their left and the guys to their right who are trying to go in the same direction and say, hey, how can we get here faster? How can we work together to make sure that we hit our mark together and accomplish more as a group than just as an individual? It can be tough because you kind of you miss the forest for the trees, I guess, sometimes. But you guys are doing a great job working with some of these other programs like the Prevention Coalition. So that's great.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on that, in that room you had folks from the hospital. So you had health professionals there. You had folks from the courts. You had law enforcement. It was you had the school system there. Then you had the Prevention Coalition.
Right.
It was those type of meetings. I think they spawn change. Right.
Yeah, definitely.
They really get things going, and we're proud to be a partner. Of course, you know, we've been a partner with the Prevention Coalition for a long, long time, and I know Sheriff Fuller was there way back in the beginning when Miss Tabitha Curtis started the Prevention Coalition. So we're glad to have that partnership, and obviously the partnerships we have with the other agencies in our county and surrounding counties.
Yeah, that's tremendous. All right, brother. Well, is that all you got for community stuff?
That is. Now I got to talk to you about your terrible choices in video games.
Listen, how can you be calling them terrible? Tecmo Super Bowl, Super Mario 3, Zelda, and Halo. There's nothing terrible about that. I got room for one more. I just got to figure out what that one more is.
So just to recap my top five.
Yeah.
GoldenEye was my number one just because how influential it was. That was the first multiplayer first-person shooter. Behind that, I had Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
I was a big Call of Duty guy growing up. Mario Kart. And, you know, it's funny. Me and my kids, we have an old Nintendo 64.
Me too, yeah.
So I'll play GoldenEye. We'll play the old Mario Kart 64, which is great. You guys talked a lot about Halo. Me personally, I think Halo 2 was better than the original.
Halo 2 is what I played the most of.
Okay, so and it was better than the original, but the original was the original. You know.
Have you guys ever seen there's a TikTok of where some random person finds the voice from Halo. Do you remember have y'all seen that video?
No, I have not seen that particular.
This guy finds him and he's like, he goes through all the different announcements.
Yeah, he's like this old guy, and he goes like he'll go Molly Milkers, like stuff like this. Yeah, he'll do
Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, but you can actually buy cameos of him doing
really
Happy Birthday, John.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And
we
stuff
should
like
do that for the starting
That's
lineup.
hilarious.
I think that would be tremendous.
They're like $175
Okay,
pop.
that's a little much.
Yeah.
Scratch a check.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So
Worth
the last one in my top 5 was Tiger Woods, and that series was again a very influential one because it made golf games relevant.
Right.
Okay.
And I've got them a little mixed up, but it was somewhere around 98 to 2001 was my favorite one. It was the Tiger Woods that had his Dream World, where you would play, you could unlock a course.
Yeah.
And it was just really unrealistic and super hard, but, you could get through it.
Yeah.
So on my honorable mentions, obviously I had Red Dead Redemption. That one's close. Battlefield 2 was an incredible, that was an incredible game. I also had Excitebike.
Yeah.
GTA Vice City. Vice City was one of my favorites.
Yeah. All right. That's where GTA 6 is going to be.
Yeah, so I think you guys I could be wrong. Maybe this wasn't in your lane, but I think there's 2 really big ones that I didn't hear on either one of y'all's honorable mentions. One of which was Gran Turismo.
Oh, that's right.
That's an incredible. That series was incredible.
Yeah.
If you were a PlayStation person, I assume you guys played Gran Turismo. And then the biggest one that I think you guys are missing is Counter-Strike.
Oh, dude, I have Counter-Strike installed right now. I haven't. You are totally right.
I mean, Counter-Strike was. I mean, that game right there also was a game changer on a global level.
I agree. Counter-Strike is possibly. You say GoldenEye. I think for PC though, like online competitive gaming.
Oh yeah.
I think Counter-Strike is that for that.
Oh yeah, Counter-Strike is way bigger than GoldenEye.
But I don't think Counter-Strike would be a thing without GoldenEye.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at, because I remember in college playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah, but there used to be multiple internet cafes around town. My friend's dad owned one, and they would go and play Counter-Strike there at night.
Okay, so a couple of things. Number one, I don't know nothing about Counter-Strike. Okay,
Dang, you missed out, dog.
Now I will say, the computer games, the few computer games that I did get into that were like shooters like that, I did get into the Delta Force games.
Oh yeah,
I didn't play those.
Yeah, Delta Force 1 and 2 and all. They had a few of them, and those were pretty good. Delta Force Land Warrior and stuff. So I did get into those. Prior to Tiger Woods, the first golf game that I ever had, and the reason I got it was because my father, we lived up in Western New York, and when we would go on vacation, we'd go down to Hilton Head. And there was a golf game that came out that was called Lynx 386. Look this up, Lynx 386 for the computer. And it was so detailed. It would take you like 3 hours and, change probably to get through a round of golf, just one round on this game, because it was so detailed.
What system was this on?
It was a computer game.
Okay.
And it was totally the old retro Microsoft, but it was so cool because, that was the course in the, again, mid-90s, 96 or whatever it was, to see the course that he was playing on the computer, it was like, oh, it's like real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can I think for me, there was a better example than what you're talking about. It was, there was a PGA game, and I think the first one they did was TPC Sawgrass. And I remember playing that one, and it was kind of the same thing. It took forever. It was ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
And you would play in these tournaments and just get absolutely smoked by the computer.
Yeah, if you finished 20 over, you were in good shape.
Well, no, we got it to the point where we could shoot a few under, but I mean, if you really,
tough.
you really couldn't go low. And then Tiger Woods just kind of changed that. But there's one that I didn't say off my honorable mentions that I think's really important and fun. because I know there was an arcade part of it and then obviously a console part. But do you guys remember NBA Jam?
Oh, NBA Jam.
I never played NBA Jam.
How fun was that?
There were some Sega games, NBA Jam, and I mentioned Blitz for the N60 when the NFL Blitz game came out, the original ones in the 90s. Again, too, this was right when the Browns came back into the league, so it was all of their players from 1999. But there are a couple of games that are like, and Jam is a really good one. There was a game that was a Charles Barkley basketball game that was very similar. Yeah, it was like Charles Barkley's. It was like street basketball, and you could play on a court, but you could play on the street, and you could play all over the place. But it was very similar to. It
was like a
NBA
reskin of NBA Jam.
Basically. But there are a lot of games that, and I gotta say, so I mentioned NHL '96. I don't think it carries as much weight down here because hockey's not as big down in the South, especially back in the 90s before there was a team in Nashville. But living up in the Northeast, NHL '96, for a lot of people, a lot of soccer fans, the FIFA games, probably carry a lot of weight.
They do. They do.
But what's interesting is nobody, regardless of how many versions of this game has come out, nobody really mentioned Madden. Nobody in the chat. You didn't mention Madden.
No.
I can tell you why.
Yeah?
From somebody on the outside of sports games.
Okay.
It's because, and this is actually not just a Madden thing, but most sports games, they've gotten into the habit of just re-releasing the same game every single year with a little bit of difference.
Right.
People are tired of it.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like special anymore.
No, you spoiled your game.
And I remember the early 2000s Madden games better than I remember the more modern ones. But again, that's why I go back to Tecmo Super Bowl, is from a game that had impact.
Yeah, but you strike me as a guy that played that game and literally you would get a team with the fastest running back, and then you would just run backwards and get everybody chasing, and then just go around the end.
Nope, just played as the Browns. Just played as the Browns.
Just
over
the Browns.
and over and over and over again. And so the way that it worked is you could pick whatever teams you want, and you play season after season. And for me, it was all about statistics. I just wanted to see, and I got to, because it was before you could pick the level of hardness, right? Video games, you just played the other team, whatever team was there. I got to the point where I was beating teams like 100-0, but it was how many rushing yards, what's the biggest rushing average I can get, what's the best season that I can have with these guys, and I would just go season after season, and all I cared about was, if I could get a guy with 50 sacks or something like that, or 100 sacks, I was like, yeah, I get more. It was just about that.
I think what's hurt Madden, and honestly so many games, is, well, there's one thing for Madden. They made it really complicated. I say really complicated. It's not that complicated, but as it became more complicated with hit stick, truck stick, all these different things that you have to do, I think that left some people behind.
Yeah, it's less arcadey, where you used to just be able to press the A button and throw to the A receiver.
Yes.
Now you have to hold it down for a certain amount of time and then use the left thumbstick to direct where you want the throw to be. And it's I
just wanted to play some football.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The other thing that I think is the most detrimental to video games these days is the shift towards pay to play.
Yes.
So, buying these packs of cards or whatever the game is
drives me nuts.
It's
Jeffrey
insane.
Epstein was behind it. That's not a joke.
That jerk.
I'm literally not joking. They're in the files. It literally, he talked to one of the CEOs of Activision and said, you should push forward microtransactions. And you can look at the date, and right before it was a couple weeks before they implemented the first ones. It's a real thing.
Wow.
I can't stand those types of,
it's everything,
build your Madden team or build this or build that, or in Call of Duty and things like that. Buy this pack or buy that skin or whatever.
What I loved about Call of Duty was, and why I picked Modern Warfare 2, incredible, was the race to unlock certain guns.
Yeah.
Or certain skins for guns.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was...
and it was just about achieving it. It wasn't about paying for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you can buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
But back in the day, if you had a diamond, gun.
Yeah.
Like that was.
In like Black Ops, where you got those guys who had the gold guns in like the first couple weeks, and you're
Yeah.
like, man, you have no life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and you'd get smoked by a dude, and you're like, how did he do that? And then it shows his thing, and he's got like a diamond gun, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, like you see the people that'll level out 10 times. You know, they're like prestige.
Oh yeah, level 10 prestige.
Yeah, like it's like what?
How do you even do that?
In the first week, it's like, man, did you not sleep? Did you not eat?
Yeah.
You know, do you not work? Like, how did you achieve that?
How do I get this lifestyle? Is what I'd like to know. Is this build naturally achievable?
Oh man, that's funny. All right, so I don't. You know, we can do some What the Florida Friday. It's already 8:56. I would like to recap this. So, early voting wrapped up yesterday. Final total, 1,148 people went out and voted. Yesterday, we had 150 people, which was the highest number for early voting. 150 people went over to the annex and voted. So, interesting. I'm glad that we had some engagement. I think obviously we'll have, a bunch more on actual election day. But I think that with the limited number of races available, I think that that's kind of what a lot of it goes back to. Depending on where you're at, there may only be, and what you're voting, there may only be like one or two things that you're voting on. But be aware. Hopefully this heightened your awareness of it, of the process. Get involved in the process, please. Do you want to do some What the Florida Friday?
Yeah, we can do a couple of stories real quick.
Okay.
What do you got in the chamber?
I don't have anything in the chamber.
Well,
yeah. So I mean, I was gonna say let's hit a quick break and do them. Here.
Okay,
on the other side.
yeah, we can do that.
Okay, let's hit a quick break and then we're gonna come back with a few What the Florida Friday stories, headlines. I like to end the week with a nice laugh, so we'll do that next. It is the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Hey, Rebel Nation. Dr. Orr and the caring team at Winchester Family Dentistry are proud to back every Franklin County athlete this season. From first-grade flossers to varsity veterans, we believe healthy smiles build confident champions. Whether you need a routine cleaning, a last-minute sports guard, or a full smile makeover, we've got you covered right here in Winchester. Call 931-967-4143 or visit WinchesterFamilyDentistryTN.com to schedule. Winchester Family Dentistry, keeping Franklin County smiling one game at a time.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at ReliableRentalFC.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
The future of healthcare starts here. The Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Winchester and Suwannee, are joining the High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, a health network serving communities across the state. We're working together to expand access, improve clinical quality, and keep you close to home throughout your care journey. Your favorite providers aren't going anywhere. It's the same care you know and trust, now with a new name. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
Back here on the starting lineup. We're in overtime. ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Whoa. So I'm scrolling through looking for Florida man headlines, and I come across one. This might be the most Florida man video on the internet. Barefoot on asphalt, casually wrestling an alligator with his bare hands, picks it up, and carries it off.
Oh, God.
So I've got to save this because I've got to actually show this to you guys, and we might need to post this to the Facebook page. This dude is like King Florida man. Tremendous video. I don't know though. You come across any good ones this morning, Sammy?
Yeah,
Dude?
I saw some. I got some pretty decent stuff here.
Okay.
Florida man buys mask at gas station to burglarize bank across the street.
Oh, at least he didn't buy it to burglarize the
at
gas
least
station he was in.
So
I know that's what I thought you were gonna say.
Florida man was caught on video purchasing a mask from a gas station before walking across the street to burglarize an unlocked bank, according to the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Yeah, that
He'll make an afternoon out of it. He was like, "All right, I gotta go," and then he's just driving.
No, he didn't even drive. He just walked across the street.
No, I mean, like, he leaves his house. Like, he says bye to his wife. He's like, yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. And he's going to go run some errands.
Okay.
He's like, I'll just pick it up on the way.
Like that. What was his plan? Like, he pulls it in. He's like, oh, they got ski masks over here. I think I'll just rob a bank.
He looked at the ski mask, looked at the bank across the street, and was like, you know what?
But I'm
tired of being broke.
Here's my question. Why the heck are you selling ski masks in Florida?
Yeah, why?
For what other reason?
Yeah.
In Florida, would you be using a ski mask?
That seemed like... That's like over at Poultry. They still got a stack of sleds, snow sleds.
Yeah.
Here's one that is really interesting. This is a weird one. Florida man says the tree in his yard is moving. He's been measuring the distance from the same spot at his home to the tree every day, and it has been moving closer one day by 6 feet. He thinks that it feels fake, and he has also watched it and seen it move. What could cause this? And there's
Drugs.
a video. There's a video of there's a video of it where he's like, going. I don't know. I haven't actually watched it, but interesting.
I've heard of wandering trees though, but like 6 feet, that seems excessive. That's I imagine that. Now, okay, you were talking about funny station calls. Like, imagine that one.
Yeah.
My tree is 6 feet closer than it was last night.
Yeah, that's we get calls that sound similar to that, but it's usually drug-induced.
Sure.
Drug-induced psychosis.
Yeah.
Got one for you. Florida man arrested after making bomb threat against himself.
Okay.
A Florida man says he made a mistake when he called in threats against himself in an attempt to get revenge on someone. I know. How silly is that?
He gave the wrong address?
No. Apparently this guy's not very smart.
Yeah.
He reported to the police that he received emails about somebody was going to essentially bomb him. And if you know anything about emails, they're very traceable.
Sure.
So he reports that. Then he follows up with the police and kind of gets after him a little bit and wants to know why they haven't arrested the person who sent the threatening emails to him. And they're like, well, we're going to arrest the person that sent the emails. And then they arrested him.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Here's one. Florida woman drives her lifted truck over a Lamborghini she didn't see in the parking lot. There's video of it.
Oh, no.
The man in the Lamborghini says, "Thank you, God, for another day and another chance. Material things don't matter to me. My health is the main thing. Nothing stops. I don't know. It goes on. There's video, and she's just rolling down the middle of the parking lot, and he starts backing up. He's like, no. And she just runs up on his hood.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Florida man arrested after driving car into the ocean.
Yeah.
A Florida man was arrested after he drove through a closed beach and into the ocean. During his arrest, he can be heard telling deputies that he just wanted to surf, and it's not his fault that the truck don't surf.
Oh.
That's a direct quote from the report.
Okay. Florida man who wrote a book about loving his wife has been arrested after allegedly having multiple wives. Pastor Leslie Williams was arrested and charged with bigamy.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see if I've got anything good to wrap things up. This one's just weird.
There's a lot that you just like can't.
Yeah, we can't talk about.
You can do a stream only one day.
Well, speaking of
save
stream
for
only,
everything.
Florida man arrested for making death threats against Trump and Vance, and it's a video of a game streamer. I think he was making the threats on his game stream.
Yeah, here's a.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no. All right, you got a good one. Let's end on a good one.
Well, this one is not a funny one, but Florida man who went missing on Valentine's Day was found 10 days later in quicksand.
What?
What?
There's a video of them pulling him out of the quicksand.
He's actual quicksand.
Actual quicksand in Florida.
Jeez.
No wonder they're crazy down there. There's some really strong Florida man videos that I got to show you guys. All right.
Yeah. Let's
Got
see.
any more?
I've got a bunch of stuff we can't talk about on air.
Sounds about right. Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it's been good. It's been real. Hasn't been real good.
I thought things went really well, Joe. You still didn't pick your number 5.
I'm gonna go with Goldeneye.
Good.
I think it's got to be Goldeneye.
And what was your top 5?
I didn't have a top 5. I had a top this.
Oh.
I couldn't manage a 5er.
I really wanted to go with something 90s grunge like Twisted Metal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that would have been really strong.
Well, GoldenEye, I would say fits that.
But yeah, GoldenEye is just you can't not, right? From my era, there was a point in time where it just was the game.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, I appreciate you both very much.
Whenever you guys want to play, I've got my Nintendo 64 and I have a copy of GoldenEye.
Okay, so FYI, they released GoldenEye on the Xbox where you can play. It's like the original graphics and stuff like that. But yeah, I would probably rather play it on the N64 though.
Yep, it'd be weird with the wrong controller.
My brothers have my N64. Ooh, I got to get it from them.
Hey, patrol some yard sales. They always have one. Like every now and again, you'll find one where it'll be at the bottom of a box.
And it's so tough. Like you go to gaming stores where they've got the old retro games.
Mm-hmm.
Man, have you checked the prices of some of these? It's ridiculous.
I wish I had that Halo Xbox.
Oh, man, I can't believe you got rid of that.
I know it.
I was just thinking when you were talking earlier about Halo, some of the Capture the Flag games online were incredible in Halo 2 and Halo 3.
Remember Red versus Blue?
Yes. Griffball was great after that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Red versus Blue. You can get that on like collector's edition now, like
Really?
on DVD. It's on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those skits were incredible.
Well, and if you think about it, it kind of like laid the groundwork for the direction of a lot of modern,
gaming channels and different things. Yeah,
all that stuff.
Me and my dad still crack up at those early episodes where they were talking about the warthog. He goes, now what kind of animal has tusks? A walrus. Didn't I just tell you to stop making up animals?
I remember it it was so good. Like you get a sniper rifle and you get in a good location, especially on Halo 1.
Oh, yeah.
And you could just sit there and pick the world
I can still
apart.
hear the noise of the sniper rifle like in my head.
And seeing that line, and you're like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah.
And the overpowered magnums that people would just spray with. Oh man, we need to do. Oh, okay,
people figured out how to use the pistol, and it was just like over.
It was it.
Yeah, I mean, like
love
you
those
get in some, some of the later ones. If you were lucky enough to get the sniper rifle and the sword, and you could take up some positions, as soon as somebody rushed you, it was over, and then it was so good.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm going to go try and live up to the awesomeness of this guy that I'm watching wrestle a gator on this Twitter video.
We'll see if we can do that with some groundhogs.
Yeah. But for Chewy and Sammy D, I am Joe Abraham. We appreciate you listening or not to the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Reliable rentals, swap and shop, coming up next.
I'd like to start off firstly, just recognizing Atlanta Hawks. It was a good series. Quinn and his staff, I've said this before, they helped us get better. And I think they would say the same about us. Quinn pushed a lot of right buttons. Their team did too. And it made us, have to try to keep figuring out how we can help our guys be better. Appreciate that.
So classy stuff there by Mike Brown. Really classy way to handle that. After watching this game, do you feel like the Knicks kind of stamped themselves, cemented themselves, I guess I should say, as the best team in the Eastern Conference playoffs right now?
I think so, in large part. Well, part of it is the Knicks. Like the Knicks, you got to give them credit. Really what got them this victory in large part was just effort. They raised the intensity level starting at game 4, and they never looked back. They were pressuring the ball. Karl Anthony Towns was getting to the paint. He was racking up triple doubles. Jalen Brunson had kind of cracked Dyson Daniels, figured him out because he was giving them trouble all through the first part of the series. Figured him out. The offense opened up. Defensively, they were on another level. So I was highly impressed, especially when you have an East where nobody can close anybody else out. That's part of it. Like, one of the reasons the Knicks look like the strongest team in the East is because every